September 8th. I think today's the 8th. It's Tuesday. The mystery continues. I know that this is an ignition issue. I've checked so many other things. It's got to be ignition because when I advance the timing, rotating the distributor back counterclockwise, everything cleans up. The car will start, it will run good, and it's happy, so to speak. Over the past several days, on and off, I've torn everything down. Distributor cap, took the rotor off, the phasable rotor, checked all the wiring and everything else. Followed all of the different online tutorials, the YouTube videos, all the stuff I did back in March when I got this set up initially. And it's ran since March up till last Friday, about 10 days ago now. And all of a sudden one day it just stopped. Last Friday stopped cranking and running good. It was hesitating, and I thought it was a fuel issue. Turned out it was an ignition issue. So that's the point we're at now. Something, either the sniper or the CD box, and I apologize, all these wires are out of the loom and nasty. They do get cleaned up, but I wanted to make sure that they weren't cut or broken or grounding out or anything. They are not. That is for sure. CD box is working. The coil, I ohm tested it. It's a magnetic pickup distributor. Has worked for 6-7 months now, since February. Came with the engine when I had the engine built. It was not my choice, and I will eventually go to the Hyperspark setup, but I still see no reason why this thing was working awesome last Friday morning, and then when I went to restart it, 3 hours later, it went to crap. So I've drilled holes in the top. I phased the rotor. I made everything as clear as can be. I've taken notes, pictures, tore everything down several times. The marks that I had put back in March on the distributor shaft, on the rotor, those are the same marks I keep coming back to when I do the proper setup with the Holley rotor phasing tutorials and with the laptop. Everything you need to do. It's bringing me exactly to where I was back in March of this year. Now this car's run, it's done autocross, drag strip racing. I have 2,400 miles on this motor and the ignition setup, all of it. The mystery is that something is retarding the timing about 20 degrees. It's not a setting I have. There's nothing I can figure out. The reason I know it's about 20 is because when I do a static timing check with the handheld and I set the timing at 25, I will get about 45, 46, 47 on the balancer with the light. This light is zeroed out. It's not a dial, well, it is a dial back, but I have never used that feature. So, when I do the static timing check, the balancer's reading, well, I'll show you, 45, but the static timing on the handheld's reading 25, and at the same time I can point the timing light down at number 1, which is this one, and I can see the white paint mark that I left on the phasable rotor, and it's just before, it's just on this side, the leading edge of tower number 1. So the motor likes it. The motor runs good. But I had to clock my distributor back from the original marks and from top dead center. It's hard to see. This mark should be over there. That's how far I had to bring the advance over in order to compensate for whatever component is retarding 20 degrees. So essentially, in a nutshell, I'm advancing the timing 20 degrees to cancel out whatever electronic device is retarding the timing 20 degrees, period. This is not really safe to do because I don't know if one day, if I'm just driving, whatever electronic component is retarding at 20 degrees decides to correct itself, and all of a sudden I'm at way more advance. Instead of 20 at idle, I'm at 40 at idle. Or instead of 38 at wide open throttle, I'm at 58. That will certainly be a problem. So, I'm going to crank it up. Got the timing light set. We're going to do a static timing check. Reference angle's at 45. Inductive delay, I think, is at 130. I really didn't bother with that too much because that's for fine tuning. That's not going to change a 20-degree swing in timing. All right. Engine's hot. I had it running. 10 degrees cranking timing. Should fire right up. Because, and only because, I have the distributor 20 degrees advanced. Maybe not. I have the cutout closed so the exhaust is quiet so you can hopefully hear me. Alright, ignition timing. Call it 20 degrees. That's on my tape. Right, now we're seeing it like 55. But sniper's telling me I have 20, 23, 24. It's responsive. Going to do is a static timing check. We'll set it at 26. Set. Static timing set. 26. Now watch this. So instead of 26 on the handheld, 56. Now it's adding 30. But if we go over here, it's going to be hard to do. Hopefully you can see. So 26 to 56. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know. I don't know what my options are here. I don't know if I am comfortable driving this around, hoping that the electronic problem doesn't get worse, hoping that it just doesn't keep on retarding timing where I have to compensate it by advancing the number on the balancer. That would be crazy, because if in an instant it snaps itself out of it, all of a sudden I'm at 56 degrees timing or so at idle, 50 degrees at idle, and if I'm in the throttle, that's going to be bad. That's way too much advance. I think the other option is to pull the distributor out of the motor, not lock it out anymore, put the weights and springs back in it, have mechanical advance, set everything back up where the sniper is not controlling the timing anymore, and just use it as a fuel injection system. Rely on the timing of the distributor, the weights and springs, the CD box, and the coil to control all that. I think also, if I did that and I was still getting a crazy discrepancy in what the timing was doing, then I would know maybe it's not the sniper. Maybe it's something in the distributor that spun or melted. I don't even know. I don't know how that's possible. But that's where we're at for now. This sucks.